Welcome back. I don't know if anybody is with us. My system decided to have a total meltdown. It really did. I'm trying to get Dan back in because we've literally had to start from scratch. So I do apologize about that. Like I say, total meltdown at my end. So I won't blame anybody else. It was Dan's fault, really. But anyway, let's carry on and just see what we were up to. Yep, so these were the dates, and welcome back, everybody. Everybody, I think, is slowly coming back. I'm not sure about Dan, but these were the dates, and my apologies for going off. Like I say, my computer just decided to freeze and then stop, and the mic went, and my mother told me there'd be days like this. She said indeed. So, yeah, these are the dates. I mean, with Qatar, it is December. We've kind of got to get used to it. We've got to accept it, and we've got to get on with it. But it will seem strange. It will seem strange. Certainly, I think as us, we know that it wasn't chosen fairly. We know that how it was chosen. But you know what? We've got to kind of live with it, haven't we? We can't do anything else. But it is what it is, as they say. I am worried from a personal point of view how it is going to affect the clubs. I don't know, he's coming back with injuries for the new year. Will there be a lot of major signings coming in January because they've seen players in the World Cup? It's going to throw a lot of questions up still. It is going to throw a lot of questions up. And let's bring Dan back in. Good evening, sir. I do apologise about that.
It's all right.
My whole system just froze on me.
It's all right. Not a problem. Give me time to put me England shirt on.
I said, carry on talking. And I thought, oh, I can cut out. The whole thing cut it out. I'm getting a bit of reverb, by the way.
No problem. I will sort that out.
Brilliant, mate. So, yeah, that sounds a bit better. Brilliant. I was just saying, we know Qatar, why they've got it, how they've got it, but we've got to live with it, really, haven't we? But I mean, we've got to be worried about players coming back from international duty with injuries, and
yeah, we do. It's sort of a pivotal point of the season. Not long after that World Cup's finished, I suppose, in a way, the only good thing about it is that happens in the winter. Any decent players from that tournament are going to be snapped up in the January window.
I just said that, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for.
No, you weren't to know, were you? You weren't to know.
But yeah, that's the only perk, really. I just think, as you said, it's sort of been bought as the thing.
Yes.
As the World Cup. So yeah. I'm not saying it's a brab, but we'll say it's been bought. And and to be honest with you, it's a bit of a weird one when you look at it from a Premier League terminology, anyway. Because obviously we're in the middle of a season, we have to sort of curtail the season to fit in the World Cup. So yeah, it's odd, but it's something that we're going to have to adapt to. Same with these 5 substitutions. I think there's going to be a lot of changes next season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally, I'm up for that, but that's for a different show.
It definitely is.
Hayden, good evening. Thank you for finding us. I am just trying to resend the link out to everybody. So we're just going to recap on what we've said so far, which wasn't an awful lot, in all honesty, was it? So we are going to be looking at the draw. It is live at 5, fingers crossed, and we'll be joining them and running you through that when it goes live. And we'll be having a quick simulation before that. You can't a good simulation in the afternoon, Dan. You can't beat it, can you?
You can't. Especially if you've got one of those virtual reality headsets. It works a dream. But nobody else is in the room.
So, it's 32 nations involved, and sorry to repeat this, Dan, but like I say,
fire away.
32 nations involved in the World Cup title will be drawn into 8 groups of 4. Host nation Qatar will be in position 1 of Group A, which is normal. The other nations will be split into 4 pots based on FIFA rankings, and we'll bring those pots up in a second, with the top-rated teams joining Qatar in pot 1. Each group will have no more than 1 nation from any confederation, aside from Europe, who can have no more than 2 nations in any one group. It's simple, isn't it? When you look at it like that. Welcome back, Nippon. Thank you for finding us again. It crashed. My whole thing went down. I froze.
The FA just tried to shut him down. FIFA have tried to shut him down, Nippon.
Yeah.
They see him as a rival. They see him as a rival, don't they, Chris?
Kate, Chris didn't pay his internet bill, so they cut him off. Tell you what, with the way the bloody gas and electric are going up, Kate, I can't afford the internet as well.
To be fair, Chris, when it cut out, Kate ran up and said, "That's an April Fool's." And I said, "Come on, Chris knows that it cuts the line at 12 o'clock. He's not that stupid."
I did not go online. I don't know about anybody else, but I did not go online before 12 o'clock, just in case. Right, so
you don't need one specific day to be a fool, Chris, do you? You don't need one specific set of hours.
I can do it at any time, I'll tell you. I really can. So we then looked at the dates, which were running up to Christmas. Hayden, I'm so sorry, mate. You've got COVID. I do hope you feel better soon.
I hope you're well, Hayden.
Yeah, take care, mate. It is a bugger when you get it. Now then, Scotland, I don't know why I sort of mentioned this, but I thought it was worth mentioning. That Scotland will be in the lowest ranked seeds along with Wales. Mike, Reese. God, sorry, this cough, I've got to get rid of it. The top pot of seeds will feature the 7 highest ranked sides involved, plus the hosts. England are currently ranked 5th in the world, with only Belgium, Brazil, France, and Argentina above them. Should Portugal qualify, as they now have, by the playoffs, they too will be seeded. So, shall we have a look at the pots?
Let's have a look.
Here we go. Get your pots out for the boys. That's what I say. So, pot 1, which is like the top pot. Qatar, as we've discussed. Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, and Portugal. Usual suspects there, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously Qatar there being the host nation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't understand how Belgium are still top. In my opinion, I really don't. I know they've got have a good side, but it just doesn't seem to gel as well as it has done. I'm surprised to see why they're so far up there.
I think as well, it's a case of other teams have not been, doing well themselves, if you like. So, yeah, that's kind of kept Belgium on top. Argentina and Brazil haven't been setting the world on fire, have they?
No.
But then pot 2, Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, and Croatia. I mean, Switzerland, they always surprise me being so high up the table, but well, fair play to them. And they gave us a bit of a game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They gave us a scare going 1-0 up in that game as well. We were a bit on the back ropes. Yes. I know we were sort of using a new side, especially at the back. I know we had 2 or 3 new starters for England, but yeah, those games meant nothing when it comes down to the nitty gritty of the tournament. I think England will get the job done if it was to be playing Switzerland further on in the tournament.
Of course, we could, get Germany, who are in pot 2, and we know for it's again strange to see the Germans down there.
Yeah, it really is. I suppose they're that low now that Joachim Low has to try and find them with every scratch, and if he keeps picking away, I'm sure he'll find Germany, and Germany will find their way back up again.
You knows what you're talking about, don't you?
I sure do.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think he's gone now, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he called it a day at the last tournament.
Yeah. And of course, no Italy in there, and unfortunately, Brad, sorry, also no North Macedonia.
Oh, what a shame, Chris! Oh, what a shame.
I know. It's yeah. I'll be honest
you
with
couldn't help
you.
it. As soon as it happened, Chris, honestly, I was wiping my eyes with pizza dough. I really were.
It was funny as fact, really, wasn't it? You know. And then now this is where it gets interesting, because this is where, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised USA in pot 2, but fair play. Pot 3, Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, Korea Republic, and Tunisia. A few teams in there we're used to seeing. You know, Tunisia's and Poland's, Serbia's. You know, we are used to seeing those. But a couple of new ones. You know, Iran haven't been in it for a while. It'd be great if they could draw USA again, like they did last time they were both in a World Cup. We might see the real World War III break out. And Senegal, it's nice to see these African teams coming through. I mean, you know, we buy all these African players and then complain when AFCON comes round. But I mean, you know, and again, then in pot 4, as you can see in pot 4, there's still 3 places to decide. For 3 teams, sorry, that can still be chosen. And I did have them written down, and do you know what? I've gone and lost them. But Cameroon are there. Canada. Now, I think this is the first time in about 60 odd years that they've been to a World Cup. Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, and Ghana. I mean, they're pretty much what you'd expect, aren't they?
Yeah, the only reason Canada's not been there for a while is because the whole of Canada have had to club together, get every single man and his dog to grab a shovel and tunnel their way there through the snow. But they'll manage it, and they've managed to qualify. So it's good to see them there. But this is why I prefer the World Cup over the Euros, because there's so much diversity in terms of teams, and you know we see a surprise. You know, from these teams that basically we think don't have the credentials to go far, but some teams surprise you, and that's what another thing that we like about the World Cup.
Yeah. Okay, so those that can still qualify, I haven't for some reason got the slide, so I do apologise. I'm just seeing if maybe I can get it up. As the actress said to the Archbishop, the one we know about.
Just give it a little tap, Chris.
I need to take a blue. Yeah, you know what I mean. The one we know about, obviously, is Wales, possibly Scotland or Ukraine. I mean, who would you see getting out of that little playoff scenario?
I think Wales will get through it. I think there's always seems to be a really good togetherness with the Wales squad. I know that a lot of people from the outside will just be like, "Listen, without Gareth Bale, you're nothing." But then yet again, we could have said the same about Denmark in the Euros, that without Christian Eriksen, they're nothing, and they showed togetherness and spirit and battled on to quite far in that tournament. So. Yeah, I'd have to say Wales are probably the ones that I'm more. Yeah, I think they've got the better credentials to get in further and qualifying.
Right. I'm just going to quickly see now if I can get that up at all. No, we'll come back to that. I tell you what, we will come back to that. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously being English. I'm not a particularly either Welsh or Scottish fan. I suppose for me, Wales is the least likely. You know, sooner Wales probably than Scotland go through.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think Scotland are still out celebrating from their draw in the Euros, to be honest, against us. So, waste not, want not. Let them have that moment.
Oh, indeed, indeed. I mean, we are told, and I suppose it's from the TV companies that England aren't in it, so we need to get behind Wales, Scotland, or Republic of Ireland. I mean, bugger. No, we don't, do we?
No, do we heck? Do we heck? I mean, if anything, people nowadays will go for, teams that have their squad players in it. For people that support certain teams, if their squad players are in it, say if Senegal surprise a lot of people, Liverpool fans, if England don't do well, people will be like, oh, Sadio Mane, Senegal, let's see how far they can go.
Yes.
But yeah, in terms of following other home nations, get in the bin with that idea.
Yeah, totally agree with you on that one. Hayden says, I will eat pizza now, Italy not in World Cup. Didn't eat since
I can enjoy this World Cup with a nice bottle of Peroni and not have to worry about it.
To be honest with you, mate, Hayden, nothing stops me eating pizza, I tell you, But right, the wonders of modern science. Here we go then. These are the 3 places still to be filled in those pots. So Scotland versus Ukraine, the winner will then face Wales, like we said, and then the winner of that will qualify, and that's the Euro playoff. And then you still got then the Intercontinental playoff 1 and 2. So Costa Rica have got to play New Zealand, and the winners will qualify. And then the United Arab Emirates from Australia will have to play off. Whoever wins that will have to face Peru, and the winners of that to qualify. I mean, this in a way pees me off a little bit because, why should Australia have to go all through that? And then they've got to play a South American team. New Zealand having to play a Central American team, where in fairness, the standard of football is probably better. But I'm sorry, you should have your individual areas, whether, the Euro, the AFCON group, the Asian, the Pacific. And then if you get through from that, you get through. But again, FIFA are thinking, well, if we can get Peru in, it's going to be a bit more exciting maybe than Australia.
Yeah, there's some favouritism and there's stuff gone on, aren't there? I mean, we only have to go back to, Seb Blatter's leadership. The brabs and everything else, it all came public. We don't have to mask it anymore. No, we all knew it anyway. But it's silly. Those teams should be getting there on merit. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be put there because some bloke in an office says, "Oh, well, we've got to give such and such a chance." If that's the case, call up the British Virgin Islands if you're going to start being an arse about it. Call up those proper minnows.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love to see the New Zealands and, and those sort of teams and the African teams qualifying. Yeah. It really, it makes it exciting. It's their, Leicester's Premier season, if you like, when we won it. It gives them a chance to come good and have a go at it. And no, I just don't agree with this. But then again, we know, like you say, we know how corrupt FIFA is. They haven't exactly done anything to uncorrupt themselves, have they? But
no.
And just to say, if you want, we have got a program Sunday at 6:00. Myself at the moment, Rich from Eagle Eyed Football, and Brad, we're going to be picking our squad to go to the World Cup. Brad has said that his is already going to be controversial, so we've got that to look forward to. But I'll tell you what, with about 20 minutes to go, and I'm getting excited here. I'm watching the repair shop, waiting for the show to start. I didn't realise how excited the repair shop was. Oh, look at the apron on that woman. What can I say? Let's have a quick simulation, shall we?
Let's have a look. Let's have a do.
Let's have a do. Here we go. Right. So, they've already. Can you see that? Okay. Yep.
Yeah. See that fine.
So Qatar are already automatically put in there. So let us get going. No expenses spared. You realise this? Here we go. No expenses spent, I should say. Right, so let's have a look. The second one out is Spain into Group B. England into Group C. Brazil into Group D. France is E. Belgium is F. Argentina is G. And Portugal is H. So there we go. Those are the 8 Premier Pot A teams, all divided. Nothing much to talk about at the moment, Dan, because pretty much they've just been put in the groups. Okay, so let us then have a look and go on to and I think my doctor's just replied to me. So we're going to have a look. So pot 2, let's go with Mexico. Oh no, Denmark has been drawn with Qatar. Mexico and Spain. Whoa, that's a bit of the old colonial matchup there. United States with England. Hayden was asking if we could get the United States, and Hayden, your wish is my command. Whether that'll happen in the real or not, I don't know. That's weird that how that's happened. Germany, Brazil. Whoa. Netherlands, France. Croatia, Belgium.
That'll be interesting. Group F as well.
Yeah. Switzerland, Argentina, which means that Uruguay go up against Portugal. I tell you what, I mean, already looking at that, there's some what could turn out to be groups of death.
Definitely. We'll see how we get on. Group D, Group E, and Group F at the moment looking the strongest. I mean, don't rule out Group H. Uruguay on any pushovers.
Yeah.
But as I say, we'll see how the next 2 pots go.
Indeed, we will. So let us go to pot 3. Morocco joined Denmark and Qatar. And I think Qatar at the moment, we're sat there thinking, yeah, I'd take that.
Definitely.
Serbia in with Spain and Mexico. Oh,
not bad.
We get Poland. Well, there's a surprise. when haven't we had Poland? Louise, it's on BBC One. The actual draw is at 5. It goes live with all the pre-chat, but this is more fun than the BBC. The last time Germany, let's just see what Charlie said. The last time Germany and Brazil played each other, it was the 7-1 exactly.
Yeah.
We had Poland in the qualifiers. Yeah, we did, but we can get them again. There's nothing to say we can't. Iran with Germany and Brazil.
Yeah, I'd just go home.
Japan.
I'd be sat there like Brazil, Germany, Iran. Nah, we're not taking part. See you later.
No, I know. Japan with Netherlands and France. Tunisia with Belgium and Croatia. South Korea with Argentina and Switzerland. And Senegal with Portugal and Uruguay. I mean, when you look at a lot of those, I know this is a simulation. I don't know. Facebook used said, bloody hell, I thought that was the actual draw. We're just so professional that,
that's what it is, Chris.
Yeah, FIFA's allowed me to do the draw. They thought, it's easier than getting a couple of stars in and spending 3 hours.
I'm not calling up Didier Drogba and Iron Robin and all this crap to start opening a couple of balls and a bit of paper. No. Just 2 idiots on YouTube that'll do it for no, and they'll get it right first time.
Exactly. Facebook user, I'm just going to shake my balls about. Oh, there we go. Better position now. But I mean, I know Korea have done well in the past. Japan have done well in the past, but that was in their own backyards. And you expect them to do well. With home advantage and what have you. I mean, looking at that as it stands, Charlie says favourable group so far. It would be. I would take that if it happened. Qatar as host, I mean, they're looking at that and you're going to think, all right, Denmark at the moment should go through. They are going to be the strongest team there. Qatar would be hoping, obviously, depending who comes out next, to get through. But let's have a look at the old pot 4, shall we? Yeah, let's have a look at the old pot 4. There we go. I told you we should do.
The old pot 4, the old pot 4. Let's have a look at the old pot 4. Oh, it hasn't put anyone in Group A.
Not yet. No, I think because Cameroon can't be in with Morocco, I think.
Very well said. So
it's the CONACAF OFC one, which I think would be as we
Is
look
that the
at
Costa Rica?
I think that's the Costa Rica, New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah. So it could be us next.
Ta-da!
Oh, Mr. Mendy. We're going to see a Leicester player playing against England, possibly. Saudi Arabia have dropped into Group H. And then that is the Australia, United Arab Emirates, Peru contingent. And then Group D. So if Wales or Scotland manage to get through, they've got to face Brazil, Germany, and Iran. Yes.
Ouch.
Yes. Brilliant. Spencer, thank you very, very much. He says we're better at it than FIFA. We don't mess about. That's what we do. We just don't mess about.
The best thing about that group, the best thing about Group D is that we'll see some high-scoring games from that group.
Yes. Let's just finish it off. Canada go in with Argentina, Switzerland, and Ecuador go in with France and Netherlands. So let's have a look at that then and go through them quickly. We've got 15 minutes to go until the draw itself. So Group A, you've got to probably be looking at Denmark being the favourites there.
Yeah, Denmark being the favourites. Don't rule out Qatar in their own backyard. They've got a shout at maybe qualifying. When you look at the fact that if Costa Rica beat New Zealand, you'd expect New Zealand to probably qualify. However, you don't rule out Costa Rica. But as the home nation, Qatar, I'd be very, very, very happy with that.
I would be as well, because you're thinking if this wasn't in Qatar, would Qatar even have qualified? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think we've got to get over the fact that they got it the way they got it. At the end of the day, it is giving other countries a chance to, to host it, and it is expanding football. But Qatar have got to look at that and go, yeah, we're happy with that. I think Qatar, should be aiming for second spot there.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it was a betting man, Denmark to go through as favourites. Group B, it's got to be Spain at the top, hasn't it? You would think.
See, it's an interesting group. Is Group B? Cameroon are no pushovers. They've got quite a good contingency of players.
Is Roger Miller still playing?
He won't go anywhere near that corner flag now. I've been near it, Chris.
Wait till Jamie Vardy gets his feet on it.
No, I'm still feeling the effects of that. But yeah, I mean, if anything, you'd expect probably Spain and Cameroon to do the best. I know Mexico haven't got some bad players.
No.
I don't know. It's sort of an open group, that really.
That is a very. I would find.
I think as well, Chris, about the humidity of Qatar as well.
Yes.
How are these teams going to perform in such heat? Are we going to be back? I know it's classed as winter when it's there anyway, but either way, it's still going to be quite hot at that peak of the year.
Yes.
Or you'd expect it to be anyway. So it'll probably be another World Cup with water breaks.
Yeah. Are they not having an air-conditioned stadium? I thought that was the idea.
Apparently so. But whether that works, I mean, all cars are meant to have air conditioning. It doesn't mean it's going to run.
No, that is true. I mean, you look at all those. Spain, they play in warm weather. Mexico do. I mean, it's only probably Serbia that might struggle with it. Cameroon do. That is a very difficult group looking at it.
Yeah, anyone could go through out of that. If you're going to pick two, I'd say obviously Spain or Cameroon to win it.
Well, David says, hello, Chris, hoping for a good draw for the US. Well, just according to the simulation that we've just done, David, you're in with us in Group C. England, the United States, Poland, and Ghana. I've got to be honest with you, again, not an easy group for England.
No, we can't take that too lightly, really. Again, we're a team that aren't acclimatized to hot weather. Make of that what you will, but you know, it's a favourable group. It's a favourable group. We'd be happy with those teams in there. There's games in there that we should be winning. But you'd like to think that we don't underestimate these teams and think, oh, we've already qualified, because we've done that before. We've done that before, where we've already thought of seen the quarters and the semis, the round of 16 and all that stuff, and thought we're already there.
Yeah.
If we think like that, then we'll be in trouble.
Are you doppelganging on BBC One here? Hang on, did it look? Oh no, it's Alan Shearer. Sorry, it was the bald head and facial hair. And
there's a difference, Chris. When he does that, it's because he's celebrating a goal. When I put my arm up, Kate goes, "Put it down, you fucking stink."
Yes, but he didn't swear then, children. I know it's the afternoon, but
I said ducking. You can watch it back.
He has got a bit of a potty mouth for this time in the afternoon. Let's have a. I mean, again, if this was the draw, Group D, you're going to say that's going to be probably Brazil and Germany. E, probably France and the Netherlands. Japan, I don't know. Ecuador might. South Americans, they can turn up on the day and really surprise you.
They can. We've seen it a few times where teams just, they're expected to win and they get given a game.
Yeah.
So who knows? The World Cup can throw up any result.
And I did the famous keep calm and quiz on quiz, which is obviously nothing to do with football. It's a very average link to, but I did one of those where surprise scores from the World Cup, and yet we can remember, was it Japan or South Korea beating Italy, and Germany getting beat. I mean, it can happen. You
only have to look recently, Chris, at the North Macedonia result.
Yes, yeah, totally. I think the problem is, and I think this is what we've got to get used to as England fans. I think we are used to it now, not particularly winning, but we've won it once. We kind of almost invented the game, and people are expecting us to always be good at it. But it's not going to happen, because as good as we've been in the past and how we were much better than all these other countries and African countries and what have you, they've slowly caught us up.
Yeah, and for me, I think it's because half of the actual country's players play in that country. And so they all know each other. They're all teammates so they're all gelled together when the national team comes out.
Yeah,
ours, we've in the Premier League, there's so many foreign contingent players now, where the bulk of our English players, are having to sort of try and look away, look abroad, and things like that. And I'm not saying that half of our team is abroad, because most of it is in the Premier League. But I just think that there's more players in the likes of, say, Germany that are actually playing in the same teams. That when they go on national duty, they know each other inside and out. They know each other's game, the way they play. Yeah, our team seems to just be battling against them week in, week out, against each other.
Breaking up now, Brad. You are freezing on us.
I'm back.
You're back from outer space. Just turn around now.
I don't want to see your face.
But I agree totally. I mean, you'd expect Belgium and Croatia to go through there.
Yeah.
Group G, I think Canada are the whipping boys in that group, and then Argentina, I think, should do, and then it's either Switzerland or South Korea. But Switzerland keep surprising us every World Cup.
They do.
You know,
don't rule them out.
They're just showing. I mean, they're just showing a stadium now, and it's got a big hole in the roof, and it doesn't look like there's covers. So I don't know how they can do. I mean, they're all 40,000 capacity stadiums. They're not covered over, so I don't know how they can do air conditioning. But anyway, Group H, again, you'd think Portugal and Uruguay to go through there. But I know what I did want to speak to you about, because a couple of years ago, they say that they want to bring football to these countries that don't have a. I mean, sorry, I should just say, guys, that wasn't the real draw. That was just a bit too excited. The FIFA say they want to give the football to these countries. It helps with the economy, and then they've got all these fantastic stadiums, at the end of it. And I went to South Africa a couple of years ago on a safari, and I had a couple of days in Johannesburg before we went, and it showed where they had the final for the World Cup in South Africa, which was directly next. You could literally sit there and go, World Cup final stadium, Shantytown. I mean, that it was so next to it. And the World Cup stadium was empty with weeds growing over it. It hadn't been used since.
It's silly. You'd expect them to sort of utilize the tools if they're going to build these stadiums. I know Qatar have said that they're trying to build a league out there. They're trying to build these teams to sort of take on them stadiums once they've gone and introduce football as a full-time sport over there, which will be great. However, as you said, teams like in South Africa that aren't using the stadium, you'd have thought they'd have maintained it and maybe even used it as South Africa's national football stadium or something like that.
Yes.
But it's, these things die, these stadiums die and stuff. And I think that's the thing, that's another thing that gets to you as well, that not just the fact of how much money these people at FIFA have been paid to basically say, oh, can we have this? Can we have that? But then the fact that these people dying left, right and centre to build stadiums, that once a game's been played in it, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's interested in it. It goes to the dogs, and it's not. I don't think it's fair.
I don't even think the dogs use it, to be honest with you.
No.
They eat them over there. I think they eat them over there, so the dogs will be there.
It goes against humanitarianism, sort of, for me. So it's something's got to change.
Remember, I'm not even going to say that name, for South Africa in 2010. What a player! I mean, how many times have Premier League clubs seen a player at a tournament and gone, yes? We certainly have done that. We had a player, Kaputska. I think he was Polish.
Kaputska,
yeah, and he did well at €1, and we bought him. But they're playing with the best provide. So you've seen players having a good performance. It doesn't mean that you take them out as a one-off and put them in an English team that they're going to do well. And I can see January transfer window next year being totally dominated by Premier League clubs buying players because they think, the national team of Ghana, let's go and get them. And don't get me wrong, we've got Mendy from Ghana. There are some good players out there, but they're just, I don't know. I just think it's going to be a very false window next January.
More than likely. Chris, I keep crashing, so I'm just going to drop out and then come back in, mate, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course it is. No problem, mate. See you in a minute. Easy. But Dan's having internet problems as well. I hope this isn't the forerunner of England in the World Cup. Everything keep going down. Hayden, hi, welcome back. Louise, are you on about South Africa or you're on about Qatar? I'm not sure which World Cup you're on about. And I mean, Qatar definitely shouldn't. They should never have got it at all. They really shouldn't. But how can England do? I mean, let's be honest with you. I was saying before, and it was a little bit tongue in cheek, but England under Southgate, we came 4th in Russia. We came 3rd in the Nations League. We came 2nd in the Euros. Can we go all the way this time? I mean, I'd probably feel happier if we were playing maybe in a European country or I mean, I know the next one's Mexico, America, and Canada. I like Gareth Southgate as a manager. He's starting to contradict himself a little bit. Picking players on form. He is not on form. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain here and say, well, he's not. I want Leicester players to do well for their sake. But for my sake and totally selfishly, as a supporting Leicester, they don't go, they get a rest, they don't get injured. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword. But I don't know. I'm do like Southgate though, and I don't think you can't not like an England manager that's done as well as he has. And I just think a lot of people don't like the England manager because he's not picked players for my team. I mean, you get a club like Leicester. We don't like Claude Puel, and you got the whole of Leicester. You've then got England manager, and he's got 19 clubs that don't like him. So it's a lot harder. Let's just have a look here. Gareth Southgate he's got a 75% points average. Roy Hodgson had 72. Capello had 76. Sven had 72, and Sven was a decent manager, totally decent manager. When you look back, I mean, a lot of people say, well, he wasted the generation, the young, golden boys and all that, but he got us to quarterfinals regularly. So I don't think you can complain about him too much. We certainly got rid of him, and look at what we got in Capello. We certainly were a lot worse off. So yeah, we're never going to be pleased as England until we actually win. We've got to get that albatross off our back, and we've got to actually win a bloody tournament. We've got the albatross off our back, and Gareth's done all this of beating Germany in a tournament. He's got the albatross off our back of getting through to a final. Yeah. What's the guy got to do to prove himself? And don't forget, if you are doing nothing on Sunday at 6 o'clock, me, Brad, and Rich, who is a Eagle from Eagle-Eyed Football, Crystal Palace fan, we will be picking our 23-man squad that we would take to the World Cup. So we're putting Gareth's shoes on our feet, and we're going to go and pick that. And that's on Sunday at 6 o'clock when we'll be picking that squad. And not a Big Six fan amongst the three of us, which means there will be no blinkers, and we won't be picking players just because they play for Man United or a Liverpool. So totally fair. And he's back. So let's get him. Kate immediately comes in with our bills have been paid. Well, you say that. The evidence shows otherwise, Kate.
The thing is, Chris, right? It's the upstairs internet is completely different because of the Wi-Fi booster. So when I'm connected to that and that starts going dodgy upstairs, I'm having to try and move to where the internet's better, but I'm hoping it'll stop crashing now. Anyway, I'm not sure whether it will crash in my end, your end. I haven't a clue. But
you were freezing, but only briefly. we're still waiting for it to start. It was never going to start on time, was it? I mean, we're talking about that. I'm just saying then the program we're doing on Sunday, there's no Big Six fan amongst us, so we're not going to be picking players just because they wear the red of Man United or Liverpool. But Harry Maguire, now, I've got a soft spot for Harry. He broke onto the England scene as when he was a Leicester player. He scored in the World Cup as a Leicester player. He then made this big move to Man United. Not a brilliant first season, but okay. Had a couple of reasonable seasons after that. And then, obviously, the troubles he's got. And I was just saying, we're redoing the quotes that you were saying about Gareth. What annoys me about Gareth, and I do like him, and I think, he's done well as an England manager, but to say that he's going to pick players on form, well, then you don't pick Harry Maguire.
No, I agree with that sentiment. I totally do. Same with a few players in there, really, that he's called up. Tyrone Mings is always getting in there. Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa haven't been ripping it up.
No.
Aston Villa haven't been, getting results here and there. It's almost like he's plucking from the bottom of the barrel. There's people putting more people that are putting better performances in. When you look at, team of the weeks, he should do that. He should look it back at newspapers. Look at the back of a paper where the team of the weeks are. Keep an eye on all the English players that have been named in the team of the week and think, all right, well, they've been in a few times and they've been in recently. They've been doing well. Maybe I should pick them. Not on the fact of he's turned up at a stadium and they've had one good game, so he goes, right, that's them pick for the next one.
Yeah. I mean, Scott, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. I hope James Justin and Harvey Barnes get called up. Those deserve the opportunity. And you could add Maddison into that. Maddison at the moment is playing regularly for England, for Leicester. He's scoring goals for Leicester. Grealish isn't. He's not playing regularly. Now, if you don't play regularly for your team, I don't know how you get into the England squad. And you can say, well, he's never. And this is what Gareth said about Harry Maguire. Well, he's never let England down. Well, yeah, but he's saying he picks players on form, and he's not on form at the moment.
Exactly. I don't get it. I can understand why people say Gareth Southgate's just another FA yes man. I can understand some people saying that. I can understand people are like, no, Gareth Southgate is the Messiah. He will win us the World Cup. I can get both perspectives. The fact that he's took us further. Is this where we grind down and start going, right, we're going to need to beat these teams. This is going to be the tournament where we win it again. We're going to win a World Cup again. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out around Christmas time.
Sequence, like you said, fourth, third, second. If that carries on, we should do.
But it's the principle, as you say, is the fact of these players should be called up because they've played well.
Yes.
Not because Gareth Southgate's watched them in one game and they've done all right. Ollie Watkins and Tyrone Mings. If Gareth Southgate had no ties to Aston Villa or played for Aston Villa in his career, none of you would have been there. Sorry, but none of them would have.
Yeah.
Yes. Same with Harry Maguire. He's playing for Manchester United and things like that. Now, there's nothing against him. The booing and things, I disagree with that. I think, just because he's been playing crap for his club level doesn't mean he deserves to get booed. That was below the belt. But yeah, players should be picked on merit, not on their name, price tag, and everything else.
Yeah. Scott's going there as well. Didn't he do that? One of the goalkeepers for the Euros. I mean, it's almost like Roy. Was it not Roy? Yes, it was Roy, I think, when he took who was the Arsenal player that hadn't played. I'd hardly played at all, to be honest with you. And he was injury prone, and he took him.
Oh, Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, that's it. And now, how the hell did he get into the squad? And how the hell did he become a player, having been taken off in one game because he was so bad that was brought on in the last game to try and save it?
Yeah, it's madness. I mean, it's strange. I look at, as you say there, regarding Jack Grealish. The only reason he's there is because he's nippy, and when people chop at his heels, he's down like a sack of shit, like a sniper shot him, and there's a good chance that we'll get a set piece out of it. But then yet again, that's when we need a set piece player. Maddison.
Yes.
Maddison's nippy. Yeah. Maddison can still do a job in there. So I'm not just going to say that there's, Maddison. You could say James Ward-Prowse with the way Southampton have been playing. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting between now and the running up until the team lineups are announced, because players are going to want to play out of their skin, and fingers crossed they do.
They've started, well, they haven't started the draw yet. They've started the programme. There's a lot of people going around in great big hula hoops by the look of it. Good evening, Jeff. In fact, we did a draw before, a simulation, and I think looking at that, we got Poland for you. There you go.
Yeah, we did.
We're keeping all the fans happy. We got America for somebody else. Yeah, I mean, Andrew says there he thinks Maguire got picked for his performances for England. Yes, I mean, in that case, we know that Pickford's going to be picked for, no joke intended, Pickford's going to be picked for that. But look at the season he's having. And I know goalkeepers are always to blame for teams losing, because, if you've got a crap defence in front of you, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to struggle to keep, do well for the team. I mean, Schmeichel can only do so much, had a bad season because we've had all the injuries in the defence. But, Nick Pope, Aaron Ramsdale, you could argue for both of those given a starting place.
Yeah, I'd say, especially in recent weeks, Nick Pope has kept us in games. He's been our saviour. He's kept the scorelines down. Ramsdale's probably the more notable one, if anything, because, Arsenal have been a bit of a silent assassin this season, where they as a team, he's very young, but they're performing. And Ramsdale's really found his club, and everyone was slandering Ramsdale, saying he's relegated 2 teams. Are Arsenal going to be the third? And it looked like it at the start of the season, but they started picking up. So can't blame him. Ramsdale's got a good shout. Henderson's dropped off a bit in terms of the keeper at Manchester United. He's dropped off. And Sam Johnston, No, Sam Johnston at West Brom. Obviously, he's injured. So they've had to scrape the barrel and call up Fraser Forster, who's still not even getting game time at Southampton.
No, I mean, for me, your goalkeepers there, I say whichever he goes for is Pickford, Pope, and Ramsdale. I think that's a done deal, to be honest with you. But we're just looking at our last World Cup games here at the moment. Scott says, just Jay Ward-Prowse get a call up on his set pieces. He's having a very good season, and there's no reason why somebody from Southampton should not be in that World Cup squad. Is he any better than Maddison? You could say yes, he is, but he's not been as injured as much as Maddison. So you take your money, but I wouldn't have a problem with him being called up.
No. I'll tell you what I enjoyed watching as well from last one, from the Euros. Sorry, obviously Calvin Phillips is injured, but him and Declan Rice in sort of that central defensive midfield option, both of them together were class. But it's just a shame that Calvin Phillips is injured. But he's another one that probably still would have been in the fray, even though Leeds have been doing crap this year. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I was saying when you were off getting the mouse to run quicker, it's difficult. Whoever he picks, he's not going to please everybody. We know that it's hard enough being a club manager, being an England manager. You're just going to struggle to get anybody to agree with who you pick. That's
you
football,
accept the job. When you accept the job, you might as well just put the noose around your neck. And as the job goes, gets on, the noose gets tighter, and eventually the fans call for you. And it's strange because over the years, growing up as a kid, I could see that my stepdad, and my mum, and they throw like these parties when England were playing, during the tournaments and stuff. and there'd all be this excitement for England, and then it just took a nosedive. You know, after the Sven years, it sort of took a bit of a nosedive until Capello came in, and
I said that, you know, I mean, people again criticised Sven-Goran Eriksson when he was there, but he did regularly get us to quarterfinals. He didn't quite finish it off. Has Dan frozen again? Yes, I think Dan has frozen again. Let it go, let it go. Right, let's have a look. And we're still not starting yet. Bless him. Oh dear. You've got to love FIFA, haven't you? Yeah. But let's see. What are your thoughts how far can England go? Anybody who's watching, how far should England go? Now Scott's asking, or could England go, I should say, sorry. Scott's asking there, here's a question for everyone. Who would you have as the next England manager? For me, depending on how it does at Villa, it would be Gerrard. I mean, do we need to talk about the next England manager? There's nothing wrong with this England manager, Scott. You know, and I'm sorry, you know, yes, the people are saying there's the arguments that, you know, you don't have to win anything at national level, at domestic level to be an international manager. You don't, because it is a completely different job. But it's been a winner. It's been a winner. You know, Roy never really won anything. I mean, he got Fulham to a final in one of the old European competitions. He didn't really win anything. And look at him. But I don't think we need to talk about the next England manager, because I don't think we should be having.
I'd love to have seen what Sam Allardyce could have done.
Yes.
First, I'd have loved to have seen what he could have done, because the style of play England would have played would have been so different. Okay, it may have been boring, but it had got results. Look at Atletico Madrid. They play very defensive, but they get the job done.
Yeah.
And if we'd have played sort of similar to that, where we tried to hoof a ball forward to a big man, you know, he'd have two bruisers at the back. He'd call people up on merit. He wouldn't. You know, that's the only reason why you got, you know, pretty much why he got chucked, because he wasn't willing to bow down to an FA's commands. And
I think it was the brown envelope, wasn't it?
There was that as well.
But, I mean, they've only just given him the job. So, I mean, but Southgate did well. No, he didn't really, Scott. I think he got Middlesbrough relegated. He got them to a couple of finals, one against us. Was he manager then? I'm not sure. But anyway, he didn't win those two finals. But like I say, Scott, you know, to me, I'm not going to talk about another manager because I don't see the point. Southgate is the man for me at the moment, and he is until he has a disastrous, you know, like when Roy had to go after the last the World Cup before. Until that comes, no, they're just pulling up the possible group here. England, USA, Tunisia, and Saudi Arabia apparently is the best possible scenario. England, Germany, Senegal, and possibly Peru, if they win the playoff, is the worst. I think Ghana would be worse than Senegal, to be honest with you. They are the Afghan.
No, I think Senegal would probably be worse than Ghana.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I'd say so.
This is what we like about football. It's all about opinions. And as Andrew says, I totally agree with you there. I do agree with you. Yes. Early evening semi. What can you do? Well, to be honest with you, at my age, any time semi is a good one. Yeah. How did we know that FIFA weren't going to get this off on time?
Of course they were.
You know,
at
least the BBC aren't showing all the men in hoops or what have you. But let's have a look again at the pots. Well, let's first of all have a look at who could still qualify. Still got these to decide. We touched on them before, but Scotland will play Ukraine. I can see Ukraine winning that, to be honest with you. and then Ukraine will play Wales. I can see Ukraine. What happened to Denmark with Eriksson? It kind of brings the team together, and with everything that Ukraine's going through at the moment, I could see them riding that crest, if you like.
Yeah, it could go two ways. I was thinking that, but I was almost thinking that, is it a case of, right, let Scotland through, and it may be a negative way of looking at it, but that, you've then got people that, are these players in Ukraine going to want to go away to a World Cup tournament when there's a war on?
Yes.
It's a tough
call.
I
think if there's still a war on, then I think they would be playing it at a neutral venue, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I think the thing is, though, with you, what I mean by that is that the Ukraine players are going to have families still out there in Ukraine, for whether they're fighting or whether they're, and to flip the switch sort of thing. If Scotland do beat them, a half of their squad going to go and fight the war and things like that. It's all. It's all up in the air with that one. It's a bit of a tough one because we don't know how it's going to go. As you say, you could rightly be right that Ukraine sort of have a bit of a Denmark, and
we've also seen it when Denmark, I think it was Yugoslavia, were dropped out of the Euros or something, or one of the cups, and because of the war, I think Denmark stood in and they went all the way and won it because they're having to call players back off the holidays, but there was absolutely no pressure on them and they just went all the way through. And you're quite right, Spencer, we just got on with it here. They should give us the job. They should give us the job. Andrew, I can see an African country there or thereabouts. I don't think it'll be that long before we see an African winner. I've got to be honest with you. Senegal did win it, Jeff. I did get that wrong. Senegal did win it on penalties. I mean, I can remember, if it wasn't for Gary Lineker tripping over a few times, Cameroon nearly knocking us out of the World Cup back in the 80s. And then obviously we've got Costa Rica or New Zealand. That's a tough one, really.
It is. I think New Zealand should beat Costa Rica. Ideally, you'd say New Zealand beat Costa Rica and qualify. The UAE is the interesting one versus Australia, because will they want to be in there as well as Qatar? It's sort of do they feel they have a right to be in there because of they're not that far from each other, are they? Qatar and the United Arab
Emirates? No, they're not.
I used to actually think Qatar was a part of the United Arab Emirates, but
no, maybe they used to be. You never know with that area, do you? But I mean, out of that, you've got to think it would probably be Peru that would make it through.
Yeah, you'd say so.
But and then, of course, like I say, we have the pots themselves. And let's just have pot A, which is like the top 8 FIFA team, the top 7 FIFA teams plus the host nation. So you've got Qatar, Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, Portugal. So say the usual suspects. Pot 2 includes Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, and Croatia. I'm just trying to keep one eye on just seeing what's happening on the BBC. Pot 3, Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, Korea Republic, Tunisia. You would hope if we got, whichever one we get out of that pot, that we should be winning that game. Yeah. And then pot 4 is Cameroon, Canada. Nice to see Canada back. Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, and the aforementioned playoffs. Who would you like to see in the group with us, Dan?
You know what? I wouldn't mind a group of death.
Really?
Yeah. I think it would spur us on to try and knock them out, get them out the way, and give us confidence to build in the knockout stages if we can get through them. okay, you can have an easy bar through by having some of the lower teams, which is great, yeah. But I'd rather us if we are going to get knocked out of the tournament, I'd rather us get knocked out by being in a group of death than being in an easy group and us thinking that we're going to qualify through it already.
Well, this is the thing, and if we do have an easy group, two things will happen. One, if we get through, as soon as we're through the group, it's coming home. We would have that round our necks. Or B, we get knocked out of an easy group, and that might see that the back of Gareth Southgate. I don't know, you see, because let me give you this example, Dan. You've got Leicester, and you had Napoli vying to go out first, or second in the group, second or third. Napoli, because of the way the games went out, Napoli finished second, stayed in the Europa League, and they got a plum draw against Barcelona, who they lost against quite heavily, and they were out of the Europa League. Leicester, because we finished third, dropped down into the conference, got the easier draw against Randers, and we've gone through that stage. So we've already got further than in a competition than the team that finished above us. So there's arguments for both, isn't there, really?
Yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. I think either way, we've got to go there. We've got to show far. I'd love us to knock the Germans out. I'd love us to knock the Germans out in a group stage.
Again.
I'd rather us knock them out in the group stage than have them over a, if you lose, you're out sort of situation in the knockouts.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, bring on the Germans.
Do you remember that? You need a bandage around your head with blood dripping out, don't you? Bring on the Germans. And they're still not started it, But what are we doing? What are we doing?
Cow's arse and banjo comes to mind with FIFA.
It does, to be honest. I mean, I take it all back with UEFA in the Champions League. They should give a time of when the show starts and when the actual draw starts. And all credit to the BBC for not actually having, putting us up with the hula hoop dancers and what have you.
True.
Could this be our year?
Oh, you sound like the Scousers.
No. I mean, I've got to be honest with you.
This is our year.
Oh, I said, could it be? I didn't. I had it not been where it is, had it say been in Europe, I would have fancied our chances.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure.
Yeah, don't call up anyone with ginger hair because they'll burn. That's one warning for you, Gareth, just in case. I don't know. You've got to have some sort of optimism. The Euros, I'm not going to say it's an easier tournament. It's not. The fact that we had it in our own backyard was probably helped us get further on than we did, because the fan parks and everything else, and just the belief and optimism around it all was great. However, there's going to be some nerves going into this World Cup, and is this where we actually show our class and we actually go and win a tournament, or is this where we're sort of still not over the hoodoo of losing the final? I think really we should be using the final as and maybe watching it back every morning of a match day, saying, listen, this is how close you were. You walked past the trophy to play football for 90 minutes.
Yes.
And then you saw somebody else get their hands on it. In fact, you had one hand on it during 90 minutes. And It was only due to a last-minute situation where, Italy went, get your hand off, it's ours. And even then, we had to take them further. So try and use that. Try and spur that moment on and say, not as much as like, I'm not saying use it in a bullseye moment, like look at what you could have won sort of thing. But what I'm saying is you use it as a bit of a, a strategy or a bit of a
Yes.
tool going forward to try and spur you on in that fixture. No matter whether it's Iran, whether it's Germany, who cares who it is you're facing?
Yeah.
We've got to bite the bull by the horns and go for it.
They're just going through the World Cups now for England, and they've just shown the Hand of God game. And I'm sorry, everybody, and I was nearly sick when Gary Lineker was doing when the guy died and what have you. I'm sorry, he died. We all die at some point. He was a cheat. He was a cocaine sniffing cheat, and when they made him manager of Argentina, that was probably their worst time ever as a national team. Showed what how useless he totally was. But I couldn't stand the guy. I couldn't stand the guy. If that had been the other way around, yeah, I would have, maybe glad that it went in, but it's still cheating.
I suppose in a way though, Chris, you could look at our goal, in our World Cup win that apparently was Jeff Hurst onside, and things like that. And
did the ball go over the line?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually, funny you should say that. I've got a signed picture of me with him there, Jeff Hurst. He came to this area not last year, the year before COVID, obviously, and he was doing a talk. Now, obviously, it was half of it was about West Ham, which I think I was in the bar for, and the rest, the other half was about England. And he says, to this day, who knows? He said, but as far as I'm concerned, it was given, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. I suppose in a way that's a bit different because it's a referee's choice. I mean, the pictures, everything. I mean, was the referee not even quizzed? In terms of the Hand of God goal.
No, I don't think he was. I mean, there wasn't any.
I think he's still hiding.
Yes, I don't. I mean, there obviously wasn't. You only had the TV cameras, and I think that could prove anything either way, couldn't it? So,
yeah, of course.
I don't know. I've got to be honest with you. And the last World Cup, can you remember who won it?
No.
I was exactly the same. Now, I must admit, I was in hospital for a lot of the build up to it for the semis and what have you. And I remember this lovely nurse. She came and sat down, and she said, "Oh, what are you watching?" I mean, "Oh, England are on in a minute. We're playing the World Cup." And then she started to reel all these Brazilian players off. And she's like, and I'm like, "Wow." You know more than I do about these players, But no, it was France, but I don't even remember them winning it.
No, off the top of my head, the last time I remember a team winning was probably when Italy beat France with the Zidane headbutt situation.
Yeah.
I think so much has happened, COVID and everything else, and things happen in people's lives and stuff. It's it's mental. You do forget these moments.
You do. You really do. And I'm watching it and I'm thinking, France are World Cup, world champions at the moment. That can't be right, But we're getting closer. The doors are opening, X Factor style. And there's a man, whoever he is, bringing out the trophy with a boy with a toy one behind him.
It'll be Dermot O'Leary and Louis Walsh, Chris.
No, it's is it Didier Deschamps? I think it's Didier Deschamps. But then again, I know nothing about players.
I'd love to see, but I'm nowhere near the telly, so I'm trusting you to take the lead on this, Chris.
It's on the BBC, sir. It's on the BBC. But put it on the BBC, turn it down, and join in the chat with us. I don't know who that little boy is, but tell you what, he's got a good job. I wouldn't mind doing that at his age, Yeah, France won it in '98, and they won it last year, I think, as well. Well, they did win it, not last year, but last World Cup. Oh, he was in the crowd at some point, but they've certainly gone for their colours.
Why don't they just dig Pickles up who found World Cup in a bush as well while they're at it?
Cheers, Declan. Thank you very much.
I found in the crowd brings on the trophy.
I know. You know, he can
and
find
all Pickles got were a walk and a pat on the head. You feel sick, wouldn't you? You feel sick as a dog.
And that's only because he fell over in a cow field. Hey.
Apparently you were a rat, Pickle. Don't worry, Chris. The dogged days are over now.
When you said you were following my lead, is this what you meant? But anyway, there's a lot of nice people smiling. Is that Idris Elba? No, he nearly took the World Cup off with him then. But hey, the good news is, of course, guys, that nobody yet has walked on stage and slapped anybody.
Oh, we were on the way back from Harrogate earlier, and Kate said, "What's that? Is that a ram in the field?" And we got closer, and it were a sheep, and half of its hair were missing. So I turned around and went, "G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it."
Oh,
Kate lost it, and then I went, "Keep my wife's name out your freaking mouth."
It's not going away. This is it. It's not going away.
It's not.
He's going to get himself into a lot of trouble. And good, quite right as well. He should do. There's no excuse for that at all. You know, especially as he was laughing for 1 minute and then not laughing the other when he looked at his wife. That probably says something, though, doesn't it? But so France did win it, and then I tell you what, it was South Korea and Japan when the last time a South American team won it. That was Brazil. Turkey came third in 2002.
Wow. Greece didn't win the World Cup, did they? Greece won the Euros.
Yes, yeah. The biggest surprise of anybody winning the World Cup was '66 in England. Let's be honest. But they're just showing some camels at the moment. This is all part of the Qatar tourist board.
Yeah, I was going to say, win exclusive travel to the next fixture at the World Cup.
Yes. Hey, you'd be surprised. Manchester United and Liverpool owners are negotiating behind the scenes to get some of the games played over there.
Oh, it's silly, isn't it? Silly.
Yes.
Can you remember when Mourinho came out on TV and said, "Oh, we'll be playing football on Mars and all this stuff"?
Yes. Well, Declan says, "Here we go." I'm on the iPlayer, Declan, so I might be a little bit behind you. I'm still watching an advert at the moment. Good evening, Luca. How are you? Welcome along. I've got one thing to say to you, Luca. Arsenal are shit. Thank you very much. I owed him that from last night. Oh, and Dan's gone. I don't know what Dan is doing. Maybe
just
Kate...
1 minute, pal.
Yeah, no, it's all right, mate. I'm joking. So we're now looking at the stage, which is just got all the little tables on, which is obviously what they're doing while the promo was being shown. And here we have a gentleman. It looks very much like Mr. Beckham coming out. No, it's Jermaine. Is it Jermaine? Who is it? I'll keep flickering. Who is that coming out?
You're Ronnie flickering. You're Ronnie flickering.
It's Jermaine Genius. It is Jermaine Genius, Declan. You're quite right. I thought it was David Beckham from a distance. Oh, well, he's done well to get this gig, hasn't he?
Just a bit.
Yes. They're all just talking. So let's just. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Says Scott.
Yeah,
you can't pick North Macedonia. They didn't quite make it. They didn't quite make it. Oh, and apparently Samantha Johnson is the draw conductor. Ping, ping. Move on down the bus, please. Yeah, I mean, Declan, I mean, we just had. I think we just had Didier Deschamps, but then again, I thought this was David Beckham, so it might not have been. You know, we got Jermaine Genius. I mean, he's not. Is he the best that the BBC could lend them? there's people all over the world now. Everyone goes, "Oh, look, it's Didier Deschamps. Oh, he's come out." Yeah, now they're all looking and going, "Who the hell? Who is he? You know who he is? Oh, you know."
For Spurs, what? Spurs like C team? When did he play? To be fair, Chris, who do you think will win it?
You know, I think it's going to be a South American team because of where it is. I have a sneaky feeling for either Argentina or Brazil.
Lord
Declan.
I think. I'm going to say France will want to try and defend it again, but I don't think they will.
No.
No, surprise package. I'm going to go for Senegal to be the surprise package of the tournament. And I'm going to say, if I had to choose, probably, potentially, you know what, bugger it. England to win it. England to win it, Chris.
I wish. I would have loved to have said that. I just don't think that they will this time. Let's have a look and see. Obviously, I can't at the moment get any odds up for it. We're back to Jermaine now. Football. No, I'm just seeing who the bookies had got as favourites. But
and today we have from England Jermaine Genius. Who did you play ball boy for?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Former top player with 0 trophies.
That's Harry Kane, isn't it? Oh.
Harry Kane will be wanting that move to Manchester City in the summer prior to winning. That's the only chance we're going to win the World Cup if Harry Kane moves to Man City in the summer. Tottenham still won't have anyone there that's got a trophy.
Can I just say, nobody would want to take my money on the betting because I'm just Googling World Cup betting and nobody's telling me what it is, and as I'm one of those, I can't be asked to sort of go 10 pages in to find out what it is. None of them's getting me business. We've got a sheikh coming out. And in a minute, of course, he will be followed by Mr. Rattle and Mr. Roll. Come on, get in there. That's a good one. Yeah, no, you think I throw this show together?
That's all right. I mean, you've only got Snap, Crackle and Pop on this show, so you know. I don't know whether that's your legs or your back.
Spencer says Germany. Can't go against England and agree with Dan. That Senegal could be the surprise package. You got a point there, Declan. I suppose it will depend on when who's playing who.
Yeah.
Apparently players can still change nationality, says Declan. That I did not know. Now, can I just say, right, when we did the draw earlier, there was you, me, and an app. Yeah. It looks like we're going to have about 20 people doing this draw. I'm sorry, why can't England be drawn in with, I don't know, Spain and France? If that is the way the balls come out, it should be like that. But again,
do it
FIFA
like an
are
FA
doing
Cup.
it.
Do it like an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup.
Yes.
Two of us stood there, both pick a ball out. That's it. Number up, and it's done.
Yeah. And then that gives chances. You know, if you've got a group with like your Senegal, your Ghanas, your Australias and what have you in, it gives one of them a chance to progress. But again,
good luck to him, Declan, by the way. Good luck to Hudson-Odoi if he does join Ghana. He's the most media-harped up left winger I've ever seen.
Say what you think. He speaks very highly of you.
I know. He will do.
But yeah, but no, I just think it is a case of like with UEFA, they just want the best teams to get through all the time.
Yeah,
you know, if you get a group of death, brilliant. Because if you want to win the World Cup or any cup, you've got to beat any team that's in there. And you can only play who you're up against. But no, we've got to have them seeds 1 and seeds 2 and keep this team and that team apart. You know, I mean, God. I know. I put my next show back to 8. I think I could be putting it back till 2 in the morning. You know. Scott says Ghana would be his surprise team. He could have given you 20 quid, and the job would have been done by now. Spencer,
exactly.
I know this. You know, we're not appreciated enough, are we, Dan?
No, I'd have done it enough. As long as I'd have done it for free. If you know, as long as we could just get it done, and that's it.
Yeah,
simple as.
It is funny though that you can do that quickly, and it's all set up so that, you know, A can't go into B's group or D can't go into F's group and what have you. So they can do that on screen. So why not just do that on a giant computer on the screen?
Yeah.
Actually, Scott, that is a very good shout. Belgium, yes, that is not a bad shout at all. I'll have Belgium as my surprise package. What we're going to do, we have got this show on Sunday, which is when we are picking our England 23 to go through. But
if I can make it, Chris, if I can make it, I'll be there.
Brilliant. Well, I've got 3, so don't, you know, if you with your, you know, with your child, then obviously that's more important for you. But I'll probably also do a you know, one of those the draws, you know, and you go through and decide who's going to win it and pick the winner, you know.
I don't blame you.
Scott says as long as we fix it so that England get the easiest run. Yeah, but Wycombe Wanderers, Scott. Wycombe Wanderers, just remember. Hungary did well in their group of death in the Euros against Germany, Portugal and France. It was that was the most excited I've been watching a match that didn't involve England for ages, because those 2 matches, it was swapping. At some point, every one of the 4 teams was top of that group.
Madness, innit? Madness. Chris, I'm going to call an interval.
To the corner, are you?
Yes. Well, I'm already in the corner. I just need to stay here. But
nobody puts baby in the corner.
Sorry, Wazy wants me.
Be quick. They're about to start, so go and yeah, you want it? We'll all hear it. Right, so they're just going through the teams. Will be no way. Apparently, the teams will be drawn one at a time. Thanks for telling us that, FIFA. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, you know, this is just, you know, I don't sleep at night. I should be recording this and putting it live on air. Thanks for sticking with us after the problems at the start, everybody. By the way, sorry for the confusion. Like I say, my PC just went down totally, and I had to sort of reboot. Declan, I think you are slightly ahead of us. Right, so here we go. I won't be reading anything out now. I'll just be going through it as they are drawn for everybody. Oh, God. Please. You're just doing my head in, FIFA. You really are doing my head in. Bring on the draw. Yes. We've been saying that for 48 bloody minutes. Bring on the draw. They've just put a thing up that said one team will be drawn at a time. Like, no shit, Sherlock. And they've just said, bring on the draw. I said, well, it's 48 minutes we've been saying bring on the draw. Oh, we are actually going to, is she going to put a hand in and pull a ball out? No, Jermaine Janus is smiling, so who knows? It could well be. What have they got to talk about? Please, oh, don't get excited, everybody. I can see a man smiling in front of a pot with balls in. His hands going in. He's shaking them balls around with the rattle and roll. He's pulling a name out. He's pulling a name out. And he has pulled out Qatar. No, that's not fixed then, is it?
Don't the host nation always go into Group A anyway? So the first name out.
That's what I thought. Yes, that is what I thought. So Qatar, I think, has gone into Group A, but they're not updating it on the screen. And the man with the beard and a Mika Richard type hairstyle has pulled out A1.
That was a shit man in the 90s.
I'm surprised you like them as you got Chico. I think A1 is one of the qualifiers.
They did a cover of "Take on Me" by Haha, but I remember because I think
England are out.
We're out. Group B.
Yes. Oh, smile, Gareth. It might never happen.
Oh no, would that be Group B or Group C? Sorry, Group C, because one of the other teams came out, didn't they?
Yeah, A1 came out, but they've not put them anywhere. We are Group B. England are in Group B, everybody. B1, is that? This is so confusing. Oh, I see. No, those are the groups they're going in. A1, B1. I thought they were the qualifiers. Argentina, the hand of God. So what group are they going into?
England playing one at Bananas in Pajamas, playing against B1. But Argentina for Group C.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Is it not just like A, B, C? Is that not sort of a bit easy just to do it in order?
Just for common sense, wouldn't you, Chris? You really would.
Not with FIFA.
No.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. They're in Group C. I'm sure there must be. Declan, they are the first team in each group, I believe. So England are B1. France is out. Chance of this of France being D1? Declan, they could. They could indeed.
Totally agree, Declan. There's too much faffing about in these.
Oh, they've gone into Group D.
Are they D1, Chris, by any chance?
And you know, I have a feeling they might be.
I hope so. I'll put a $5 on
that. Spain. Do you reckon this? I think Spain could be E1. E-bagum.
Oof. E-bagum. Does the belly touch the bum?
Ah. This is going to. Oh, it's already lit up Group E.
Exactly. So what's the point?
Oh, God knows.
Just
I mean, I just think it like Declan said, it just could have been organised by a infant better than this, you know. But we the suspense is killing you. You need to get out more, Declan. You do need to get out more. Belgium, we reckon they'll be Group F, do we?
Oh, I think so.
And I bet they'll light it up. A bit like Martinez's bald head there. Yeah, Group F. You see, it's been highlighted even before they've drawn it out. How do they keep managing to do that so well? F1. Who knew? Who knew?
Oof. The suspense.
You'd never say this was fixed, would you?
No.
Brazil. So they will probably be in Group G, which they will light up before it's even drawn, which to me kind of shows they know what's going on. Now, there's just a man walking across the TV shot. That's more exciting than the draw, actually.
He's not walking along in a one piece. Is he holding a board up saying Group G?
Oh God, who knows? Who knows? I'm on there.
Definitely, I've got that feeling.
Oh G, yeah. G, it's G. Declan, I think you are correct here. A wild stab at the dark that Portugal are going to be in Group H. Yeah, that I was just thinking the same, Declan. I was just looking at that thinking, yeah, we're not going to be waiting too long for our games.
That's true.
Right. Oh God, we've still got it right. It's going to be Group H. You brought me all this way just to do this when it's obvious what it's going to be. H1. So let's face it, it's got to be H1 because H2 is never going to be built, is it? Jeff, are your predictions correct tonight? So far, it's going to plan. We've got England. Who did we say was going to be in our group with England? It was England, America.
USA.
Yeah.
Serbia.
Was it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was USA, Serbia, and it weren't Serbia, Poland and Ghana.
Poland and Ghana. Oh, Netherlands have been drawn out.
Oh, is that in Qatar's group? Oh no, that'll be Group H, won't it? Oh,
hopefully now the balls will make more sense as to where they're going to go.
Did Portugal get Group H?
A4. So they are in with Qatar.
So they're the fourth team. So they go in different orders, aren't they?
Oh God, to be honest with you,
they've all got to play each other. What difference does it make?
Exactly. Declan says we were correct. We got B3. USA are out. Is this going to go into Group B and prove me right again? Or sorry, prove us right again? What groups it's going to go in? God, do you know what? It's like going on a roller coaster ride. This, yeah, they've lit it up already. The USA is in with England, so we have got the US of A. And who can remember that famous headline when they drew with us 1-1? Yeah, B3 apparently. Yeah, America drew a great headline saying America beat England 1-1. And this is Mexico. Mexico is in Group C. So I think what the drawing is what order they are in the group.
Yeah. But all the top seeded teams that have gone in as top seeds, as number one.
Mm. And in Group C, it's Mexico.
Oof.
With Argentina.
I think we had them in with Spain in Group C on our simulation.
It seems ages ago, doesn't it?
Oh, there's been 3 or 4 World Cups and European competitions since this got drawn, Chris.
Denmark are going into Group D.
It's took that long. AFC Wimbledon are back in the Premier League, and Vinnie Jones has quit acting to become their manager.
So they are in Group D, and they are going to be in D3. I suppose the only thing I can guess with this,
battleship.
Yeah. Boom. I suppose, have I got a boom sound?
Oh,
got a sound for everything, me.
You have.
Germany are out, so they're going to be with Spain.
Hopefully, we'll see that on the newspaper headlines after a few weeks. Germany out.
They just interrupted the group with a news update. That's how bored they are. So, I tell you what, Denmark, France, Mexico, Argentina. I mean, I'm quite happy with the USA so far, and I'm not belittling the USA there, but you got to fancy us.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's when they get because of course A will play B possibly first, C, D, and so it's the order that they play in. Yeah, they've just interrupted mine as well, Declan. Okay. So Declan, where continues on BBC Two. Oh, for God's sake! Right. There we go.
See, now they wouldn't have had this problem, would they? If they weren't peeing about.
I know. I mean, you can't really blame the BBC for that, can you? It's
No.
Thank you, Declan. Thank you for that. I've been waiting for it to come back on. So Germany in with Spain. That is interesting. Who's going to get Belgium? I've got Croatia. Excuse me. Belgium, Croatia.
No, are they speeding it up now?
No, we were just playing catch up because we went down.
But they're trying to get through it. They're all stood there busting for a pee. Like, come on, let's do it.
Well, they got those cubicles in the front of them. They don't know, just lean forward.
Everybody else is like, let's wrap it up. Jermaine Genius is like, I've got all day, mate. I've got all day. Take your time.
Uruguay are in with Brazil.
Oh. I didn't think they could be in the same group.
I don't know. It might. No, they might. No, they're in Group H. Sorry. I just presumed that they were going along in sort of standard order. So I'll tell you what, and no disrespect to the USA, but they were probably the weakest of Pot 2's group.
You're going down. You suck.
And Uruguay, yep, they are in with Portugal. Yeah, like Jeff said, it's for the order of play.
Yeah.
They have lost half their viewers because I was tempted not to change channel. Switzerland are
I've
in
seen
with
enough. I'll
Brazil.
see it on news. Might as well just wait. News will tell me quicker than they will.
Yes. So Switzerland are in Group C with Brazil, I'm guessing. Yeah, they've lit that up now. I'm pleased. I mean, out of everybody we could have got out of that pot, I am pleased with that.
Yeah, I'd say so. Out of
I
pot
think
USA.
The USA is probably, this has got to be, this is Switzerland. And then
I'll keep that on, Chris, so we can see who's coming out in the pot.
I will leave that up for you. So far we've got it 100% right for England.
We have.
Yes.
Our simulation is set to be,
who would you like out of top three?
Chris. We have already done God's work, my friend. We've already done it.
Yeah, who would you like in out of pot three then, mate?
Might as well just give us Poland just to add insult to injury to him. We've already done. We've already done the draw. You know what?
Iran has just been pulled out.
Oh, so they'll be in Qatar's group.
Well, I'm guessing, but let's not. Because I guessed Uruguay would be in with Brazil.
Oh yeah, true.
Let's have a look. I can't put the sound on because I might get a copyright. Jermaine speaking. Group B. That's us.
We've got Iran.
Yes.
Wow.
That could be an explosive game, couldn't it?
Fucking hell, Chris.
B2, Iran.
Oh.
So did I get a little bit excited then?
Just a bit.
Just a tad. Iran. Now, again, you would hope. You see our group's taking shape here slowly. Senegal is out.
I was going to say, looking at pot 4, Chris, who would you want for your final team?
Wales or Scotland, I think.
Can we have them in the World Cup, or can we not have them now?
That is true, actually.
We have to have
all those that are
of...
there, we have Canada, I suppose, but I don't know whether we could get them. Saudi Arabia,
they'll fall under the USA.
I don't know we could get them. So Ghana, possibly. No, Iran. Oh yeah, he's been put into Group B. Sorry. So Senegal is into Group A.
Sorry, Qatar. You're out. So who's in Qatar's group in A?
It's
Qatar, Senegal.
It's Qatar, Senegal, and Holland so far.
Well, if Qatar get a result in any of them games, I suppose they can take a picture of it off Google and put it up on the wall.
Yeah, this would be very interesting, Declan, because Russia have been banned from going, so we're not going to get Russia, mate. Poland has just been pulled out, so where's Poland going to go? Group C is Poland.
Slap bang in the middle of Russia and Ukraine, Chris.
Group C, Argentina, Mexico, and Poland. C4. So that is Poland.
C4, isn't that another name for Semtex? Who's using bombs? Yeah.
Iran, of course, is B2. Or, if you want to be right, to be or not to be? That is the question. That's what you think. Putin is in charge.
I can't believe that. Well, there's a war going on, and then he's like, oh, you know what? Let's stick our bidding for the Euros of 2028 as well.
Yes. I've got to be honest with you. I can't believe that there is a war going on that could possibly lead to World War III, and we're doing this. It seems so strange. There's a huge war going on.
That's what it'll be. It'll have a name change next, Chris. It'll be the FIFA World War 2028.
So Serbia are in with Brazil and Switzerland.
That's a tasty group.
And that is G2. Have I got a battleship yet?
Oh, I think you're not far off hitting me, Brigadier.
That's what you call it.
It's only a tiny ship.
Mine's a 3-star general, but let's not go into it. Oh, God.
Just doesn't obey commands or stand to attention.
Right. So, Tunisia has come out. There's the man from Tunisia. A man from Tunisia, he say yes. And that's France and Denmark.
And
they are going to be D4. Yeah, I mean, Jeff says here England are now through the group. This is England. This is about as unpredictable as Leicester. Only England can come second in the Euros and not get out of this group. Exactly, Declan. Exactly.
There's a reason why we're playing white. Japan's out. There's a reason we're playing white, Declan. It's because England are the most Spursiest team you could think of.
You see, that's wrong. You see, I think our strip should be red and white.
Yeah.
Because that's the flag. I mean, I would love to see a white shirt with like a red cross, to one side of it on the top. That should be out. None of this blue and white and what have you. E4 for Japan. So Spain, Germany, and Japan. I mean, that's looking to be a difficult group at the moment.
Oh, you've sunk my submarine, Chris.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
What were it, 6-inch or 12?
Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
Well,
Morocco are out.
Just leave it at that, Chris. Morocco are out.
Yes, I've already written the headline, haven't I? Right, there's some discussion about where they could be going.
Home.
Oh, they're with Belgium and Croatia.
Yeah, they're going home.
They're going home. They're going home. They're going. And they are in F3. So that's Morocco in F3. So
my mate's going to Morocco for his 30th birthday.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he going on a camel ride? Hope he doesn't get the hump.
Hey.
Korean Republic. Are they all won now? I don't think they are, because they were talking about doing that. Was that for the Winter Olympics or something? They were on about joining up North and South, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is Group H. So Portugal and Uruguay have got Korea.
It's interesting. Does Heung-min Son play for Korea?
I'm not sure. Possibly. H4. So Korea. I tell you what, so far, our group is looking okay. I'm happy. It's probably the easiest group, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We have got to have, I think, here, Cameroon or Ghana, because we haven't got an African in our group.
Yeah.
You've got Senegal around, you've got Tunisia, Morocco have all already been drawn out. So I think we would have to get one of those. We can't have Canada, I don't think.
No, I don't think we can.
I don't know what happens with the play. I think the playoff is just case, well, if they double up, but
I don't know. I don't. Can we have like New Zealand or Australia if they go through?
Yes, yeah. Hang on. Oh, IC playoff 1.
So that'll be the Scotland, Wales.
No, that's a different. No, that's the European. IC playoff 1. I think that is Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, New Zealand.
I think. I'm hoping you can't hear that. I'm just trying to listen as to D2. D2. IC playoff 1. Oh, that's Australia's playoff, apparently, I think.
So that's the potential UAE, Australia, or Peru.
Yes. Ecuador's been pulled out. So it'll be interesting to see where Ecuador go.
You just said they've been pulled out. They can't take part, Chris. Apparently they've been caught on the drug test.
I'll have that as a bet, Jeff. Oh, Group A. They're going into Group A. So Group A is Ecuador. So Qatar, Ecuador will be the opening game, and they've got Senegal and Holland in that group as well. So not necessarily a foregone conclusion, that game, that group.
No, not at all.
And then we have got coming out Saudi Arabia. Oh, now where's Saudi Arabia going to be? Probably flogging somebody somewhere. So you can't flog a dead horse, but you can flog a live person.
They're only a stone's throw away from.
Oh, it's in Group C. Group C is Saudi Arabia.
They're only a stone's throw away, aren't they, Chris? Hit rock bottom with that one.
Yes, you did. You must be stoned. No, I mean, you should be stoned, mate. So Saudi Arabia finishes that group. Out next is IC playoff 2.
So that'll be Costa Rica, New Zealand.
Yes. IC playoff 2. IC.
A little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango?
And that's in Group E. So that's Costa Rica or New Zealand.
And who've they got in the rest of Group E?
Spain, Germany, and Japan.
Ooh.
But hey, remember, Costa Rica did us under Woy. So out next is European playoff. Now that's going to be interesting because there's Europeans in groups B, F, G, and H that have already got obviously. Oh, it's us. We have got Wales or Scotland or Ukraine. Whoa!
Oh.
Oh, Euro playoff. Come on. So that's England's group. So just bear with me. Mrs. Wembley.
that's the thing as well now. Scotland and Wales will be playing out of their skin to try and qualify, knowing the group that they're in.
Yes. So
There's a
that's
very good
England's
chance
group.
that even any of them teams, and including Ukraine, could
Yes.
get out of that group.
Yeah. Cameroon, we're nearly at the end now, and then I'll just see if there's any pictures I can get up with all the groups in. Yeah, that's gonna. I mean, you would think from there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are USA any good?
I don't know really. I mean, they've got Christian Pulisic.
Yeah. G4. Cameroon, I mean, with Brazil,
But
Serbia, and
don't really think of
Switzerland.
anybody else. Who's the manager of USA now? Is it still Summit Bradley? Is it still him in?
I've no idea, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Ghana is out. Come on, Pepper. So which one is Ghana going to go into? Ghana is going into Group H. So that means that Group F will have Canada in it. So let us have a look. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to get anything.
You probably won't find it yet, Chris, because they'll still want to do the formalities of bringing Canada out and everything else.
Oh, they will, but by the time they've done that, I might find it.
Yeah, good point.
Competitions.
I'm very happy with that group for England, to be fair. It's a nice, easy group. However, I know that I said earlier that I want to manage a group of death as well, but I think we've got to be wary. We've got to be wary. We can't be taking our opposition too lightly. The only trouble I have with this is, yes, it's an easy group, but then if we don't hit second gear in these games and still get results, when it comes to us playing the teams that are decent around us in the knockouts, it could bite us in the backside.
Oh, it definitely could. Yes. I mean, the worst thing to do is to, have a group like that and then it be, we don't.
That's why I want to demand someone in there that would be very difficult to play against, because it'll also mix it up a bit and mean that we have to play to our full strengths. And I'm not saying that we're not going to go full strength against these sides. The tournament's there; we have to do it. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying I wouldn't have minded, either one of the Netherlands, Germany, or even Uruguay in there.
Well, let me bring the groups up now, because I have been able to do it. That's the way to do it. Let me just share screen here. Chrome tab. Here we go. The wonders of modern technology. So here we go. We have got one out of Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine. I have a feeling it'll be Ukraine.
Chris, can I just say that is so minute that you can barely read it?
I know. I'm just going to make mine full screen. Are you on your phone?
Yeah, but even so, I just think it's a bit.
Don't think there's a lot I can do. Let me just.
It just looks a little bit like when people say read the small print.
Well, I'm not used to things being small, you see. There we go. Is that bigger?
Yeah, just a tad.
Right, here we go then. So I'll just see whether let's see whether the BBC might have something better up actually. BBC. Yeah, I am more than happy with that. I am more than happy with that. No, they haven't got. They haven't put they have not put a graphic up yet. So let's go ahead with this as we are at the moment. So going full screen here. So Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Holland. For some reason, they've got it as a different order there, but I think they've got the order that they were pulled out.
Yeah.
I mean, talk. I'll tell you what. While I'm going to say, I will try and find something else. Just talk to me. Say in detail about England's group. What do you think we can do against each of the teams?
I mean, the games against Iran and USA, we should be winning them games. We should be winning them games. The tough game is going to come against either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine, in my opinion. As you rightly alluded to earlier, if Ukraine get through, it could be a case of they do a Denmark, they rally together, they go far. But Wales and Scotland, knowing that they're in England's group, will be like, we want a bit of this. We could qualify and get into the knockout stages of the tournament. Looking at the group that we've got in hand, I've got to be happy with it. I've got to be happy with it. Of course, I have. But we can sit here as fans and say, yeah, these games are going to be easy. But when it comes down to it, you know, we're not used to playing in the heat. We're not used to playing in that sort of heat. We're sort of expecting to do a bit. You know, we're expected to win it, but
Yes.
whether we do is completely different. And I really hope we can. It's just that USA will want to beat us.
Yeah.
You know, the Iran game's probably the easy one. Let's not, you know, let's bite the bullet and just say it. Yes. The Iran game, Iran, sorry, but you're going to be the whipping boys of the group.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So, depending who qualifies from Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine, it's going to make for a very interesting group. But I'm happy with it. I can't say much fairer than that. I don't think there's really anyone who's sort of got a group of death.
Yeah.
There's sort of the odd big hitter in there, but if you had to pick a group that was probably the strongest, I'd probably say either Group E or Group H. I think with Spain, Germany, Japan, and whoever wins between, I think was it the Australia, Peru, Costa Rica, not Costa Rica,
That's
UAE.
That's no bigger, is it really?
No, it does the job, Chris. It does the job. It's right enough.
It's just annoying that they're showing these things on screen, but they're not actually putting any.
They'll put it in a chart at some point and release it to the world. But
right, well, let's do it this way because, in fairness, they have gone. We can go through all the groups individually. So let's have a look at this. So yeah, we're on the. Let's get rid of the sun and let us draw this up here. Share. Charlie says it could get tasty, baby. Yes, it could, Charlie. Yes, it could.
Really good, yeah.
Right, let's do this. Let's get it done. Right, so we're going to go through the groups individually. Right, so Group D, France, Denmark, Tunisia, and then one of UAE, Australia, Peru. I mean, looking at that, I'm thinking France, Denmark.
Yeah. You can't say fairer than that, Chris, to be honest with you.
No, it helps if I bring it up, doesn't it? I mean, Tunisia, and you know, Peru. You got to think Peru aren't going to be that good if they, you know, have to qualify this way. And you know, Australia and the UAE aren't world powers in football. So in Group D, I think we're saying probably France and Denmark, aren't we? So
Yeah.
I'm just going to highlight who we think will go through. I mean, it might be that the third places somehow go through. Who knows with FIFA? Group A, Qatar, Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to call.
We'll change the rules FIFA during it, where you have to finish third and fourth.
Yes, probably.
But yeah, who's that for Group A, Chris? Did you say?
That's Group A, yes.
Yeah. See, the Netherlands are starting to gain strength again. They sort of weakened a little bit, you know, after losing some big hitters like the likes of Arjen Robben, who you know, players move on with age.
Yes.
But they're starting to get strong again. The Netherlands, Senegal, obviously winners of AFCON. They'll just fancy their chances in that. Qatar will just be happy enough to be involved, in my opinion, and Ecuador probably of similar stature. I think you look at the two; it's got to be Netherlands and Senegal to go through that.
Yes. So, sorry, did you say Holland and Ecuador? Yeah.
No, Holland and Senegal to go through.
And Senegal to go through. Yeah, I think Qatar. I just don't. You know, they always have, don't they? These little sort of.
They'll be happy to see their name amongst the Netherlands.
Yeah. Right, here we go. Because what I can do now is let's get this up. Invite. No. So share screen. Right, if this doesn't work, I'm going to cry. Here we go. So if I can just make that a little tad bigger.
Oh, look at that.
How's that looking? There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah. Jeff says here, join the tournament. It still gets warm at night, only gets cold in January and February, but some of the grounds, if not all, are air conditioned. I presume in those we saw with holes in the roof, a bit like Wimbledon, and then actually they do close up. Otherwise, obviously, the air
I don't know,
conditioning
Chris. It might be like when you go for a piss in Boozer, and it's like them Dyson air hand dryers. You used to have to put your hands over the roof to get a bit of.
Well, you stand there, and anybody can see it from behind. You go in like that. It's like, what are they doing? Oh well. So Group A: Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. So Qatar, Ecuador is going to be the opening match, which isn't the most exciting, in fairness, but hey ho. And then I say our group. So England, Iran, USA, and or Scotland, Wales, Ukraine. I mean, I'm sorry, Scotland and Ukraine. Scotland and Wales, but you think Ukraine would, if they can get their minds back onto football, that should see Ukraine through, I think. And if that's the case, then I would probably say England and Ukraine to go through.
I'll tell you one thing, Chris. It's the thought that Scotland will want to beat Ukraine to first and foremost play Wales to then qualify for the World Cup. It's tasty in a way, because then it's like we as England will be sat there with popcorn, but like, look at Scotland and Wales battling it out just to be in the same group as England, because we want a chance to play England again.
Yes.
And we could just sit there and like, look at these little minnows fighting it. It's like when you got two kids in it and they start bickering and stop it, you two. Give it up. One gets front, one gets back.
But you've got to say on that, we can't complain with that group, can we?
Not at all. Not at all. Happy as a pig in mud.
Yeah. And then you've got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. I mean, Saudi are going to be the whipping boys, like we say. You got to say Argentina will top that group, and then it's between Mexico and Poland.
You know, I'd say Mexico take it.
They usually get through the groups in the World Cup, Mexico, and they're going to be used to the heat. But yeah, that one could be interesting. Group D, France. We've got the Australia, UAE, Peru playoff, Denmark, and Tunisia. I mean, with those, as I would look at that, I'm thinking obviously France and Denmark for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down, them two will qualify from that group.
E, you've got Spain, you've got the winner of Costa Rica, New Zealand, Germany, and Japan.
Group
Spain and Germany.
I expect a surprise in there. Group
Do
E.
you?
I think there'll be a surprise in Group E. I think either one of Spain or Germany will falter in that group.
Wow. Okay. Group F: Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. For me, Belgium and Croatia in that one.
Yeah. You'd have to say that they're the two you'd put through.
Now, Group G. Brazil, you would think without doubt. Probably Switzerland as well.
Yeah, I'd have said Switzerland, where they've been playing at the moment. The way they played against England the other night, I thought, yeah, fair enough. If they get on the front foot in games against teams, they'll be dangerous. So yeah, I'm with you. Brazil and Switzerland on Group G.
Yeah. H. That's interesting.
It's an open book, is Group H.
Yes.
Very much an open book. You don't know what Portugal you're going to get.
No. Uruguay, we know how they play, and it's not always fairly. Ghana, I like Ghana, probably because we've got a Leicester player in there. But Korean Republic, that I mean, you're going to... My head's telling me Portugal and Uruguay, but my heart is saying, well, I don't really know.
No, Group H, as I say, I'd remain open-minded with Group H. Don't rule Korea out. They'll think they've got a good chance.
Yeah.
They'll fight to the death. Sometimes being the underdog as well spurs you on to get results. Yeah, I couldn't really say there's one guarantee in Group H to go through. If you were going to pick a guarantee, you'd have gone between Portugal or Uruguay. But it's very, very open is Group H. And good evening to yourself, John. Hope you're well, pal.
How are you doing, John? How are you? Niall, hello to you as well. Football's not coming home. Scotland will beat England.
You've got to get past Ukraine, and if you get past them, then you've got to get through Wales. Get back in your hole now. Back in your hole.
Yeah, that we need to build that wall. We need to give them independence and build that wall and not let them back down. Come on, Scotland. Yes, sir, I can boogie. All I will say is if you do get there, please do not release a World Cup record, because who cannot ever forget we're on the march with Ali's army. We're going to the Argentine, and we'll really shake them up when we win the World Cup, because Scotland are the greatest football team. I remember the words, and I remember singing them when you were coming home after about 2 games. Okay, Scotland versus England will be a classic opening game in Qatar. It will be, but it won't be the opening game, because it'll be England-Iran will be the first game in that group, Niall.
So unlucky.
Hope Wales get through playoffs, gives the Scots opportunity to support whoever plays England. That is true. That is true. I've got to be honest with you. Call me just to give some hope and, you know, some joy to the country. So, and I hate Wales and Scotland. You know, what can I say? You know, what can I say?
It's a strange one, the Ukraine thing, because you want it to happen for, you know, the reasons obviously that are quite predominant.
Yeah.
But then you think they've got that, you know, their mind's elsewhere.
Mm.
The mind is elsewhere.
I get that. But that said, it's going to be December.
But can Ukraine in a tournament, can that bring the Ukrainian people joy with everything else that's going on around them?
But hopefully by December, you would hope the war may be sorted in some form.
True.
You know,
Where's John Lennon and Yoko Ono releasing a bloody Christmas song when you need it? War is over.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't want Wales and Scotland to get through. I'm not going to lie. This is now officially the longest stream I have ever done.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, FIFA, for dragging it out for me. I haven't even had to play that many jingles. That said, I think we could have one, don't you?
Oh, of course we can, Christopher. Of course we can.
Yeah, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please also subscribe to this huge ginger man.
I thought the top made it look a bit figure hugging.
Go over and give this guy a follow on Twitter and a sub on YouTube as well. Dan, tell them where they can do that.
All you got to do is search on social media for Turf Morehouse, and you can either go all one word or two separate words. It's totally up to you, but you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media platforms. So please check us out. And as I say, we'll be doing some England content as well when the World Cup comes about. So even if we do get relegated and we're not in the Premier League, at least there's something to shout about on the channel.
Well, you may be viewing the World Cup as a championship team, mightn't you?
Yeah, we might still be playing our games.
I think that goes down to just to Leagues 1 and 2, I think. But that would be funny. That would be no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. But well, hopefully you will be staying up, and we will be speaking again next season. Thanks very much, mate. Let me know about Thursday, Sunday. It's okay if you can't, because I've got the 3, but if you can, you would be more than welcome.
I will do. Thank you very much for today, and I guess I will see you at 9:30 for the prediction show.
I will, yes, indeed. God, how can you manage without me for an hour and a half or whatever it is?
Mate, I'm going to be scratching the walls, trust me.
Listen to the walls. It's not something you normally scratch. Obviously, the cream's working. I will see you at 9:30. Get us over. Follow us at Turf Morehouse TV 9:30, folks, for the prediction show. Dan, you're a gentleman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Dan's details are in the chat below on YouTube as well. So get following. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget, as if you could, this Sunday at 6, as just mentioned with Dan, we are going to be picking our squad to go to the World Cup, the England squad to go to the World Cup. You're going to have we're going to have 2 Leicester fans, a Crystal Palace fan, and possibly a Burnley fan. So there's no big team bias. Will Harry Maguire make it? Will Jack Grealish make it? Neither of them are on form for their home clubs. So what will happen? Will they be chosen for England? We think we know Gareth will, but will we? We'll find out Sunday at 6 o'clock. It's been a long one. I can feel my voice going. I've got 2 more shows, can you believe, tonight? God, sloppy thirds by the time I get to Dan. He can't wait. I'll be dripping. We'll see you back here in an hour and 15 at 8 o'clock when we will be doing the preview. There's a little match of football going on at the weekend when we travel up to Old Trafford and take 3 points off them. I will see you back at 8 o'clock to chat about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening if you're listening on the podcast. And I will see you at 8. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.